Well, hello and welcome back to another inky morning with me, Kieron Seamons, and my messy way of drawing, as you have told me. So today I'm just gonna let some ink go crazy on a paper. I have no idea quite what we're going to be doing yet, but get your paper, get your pens, get your inks, get your paints, whatever you want, and come and draw along with me. It'll be fun. Okay, so all the cameras are moving, so let's get into a bit of wet and crazy drawing. I want to get something really wet today. I'll just get a nice big brush. Big chunky brush. I want to just start off with something like that. Something that's going to kind of get a nice big messy attractive start to the picture. Some people have kind of said, do you know what you're going to do? Do you know? Well, there you go. That explains everything. I have no idea what I'm going to do. And as the best drawings are that way, sometimes the best challenges are that way. Now I'm just going to soak up a few little areas just to kind of, so that it doesn't run, that I keep the kind of the wetness and the splash of it, but at the same time you don't let the ink run. So we're going to get in and we're going to see where this splash of ink takes us. And because the way that the ink has fallen on there, I want to try and get something to parallel. And by doing that, I'm kind of paralleling the line that this splash has kind of dictated for me. And what that does is it kind of gives me a little bit more of confidence of balancing off a very big splash that might seem out of control, that might seem troublesome, and turn it into something where it's going to give me a proper lineage and then a parallel line to it. And that will kind of give me a little bit of confidence about knowing what I'm doing. Who said that? Right, there's lots of blobs. I wonder if I can take those away. Nope, can't take them away. Right, so if I can't take them away, then make them part of the drawing. And I do kind of feel sometimes that if you do find that there's a splash or a drop or something like that, then it is the paper kind of giving you an indication that this is what you need to do. It's kind of giving you an indication of that's what the paper wants, you know. And you can get to a point where you're almost grateful, as I am now, because this has actually worked out in my favor. And to do so is helping you in deciding what's going to happen with your illustration. Especially in these types of drawings where I'm not really taking them too serious. These are almost like sketches. These are kind of like finding something, finding a feeling. And in the same way that was smudged down there. I'm almost using that as part of his design. And a lot of these drawings that I do are very much in a sketching style. They are not meant to be great works of art. They are not meant to be anything more than me exploring my paper. Me exploring my paper for me. Me exploring the paper. Me exploring my ink. And you are a fly on the wall. You are a fly on the wall that is watching what's happening. And sometimes they work out to be amazing, and I'm very happy with them. And sometimes they terrify me with how dreadful they are. And that's the way your artwork should be. Your artwork should be giving you a little bit of unpredictability. You know, if you know everything that you're going to draw, if you know every line that's going down, what's the point? You know, where's the adventure? And now that I've seen on this side, it's got this long kind of smudge down from the eye, and I really quite like that. And I'm going to see if I can get a similar type of feeling on this side. Almost like it's like some kind of warrior marks, you know. And I'm really enjoying that. The fact that this person has got almost like native markings. And that, if you see it from the beginning of the video, they are mistakes. They are splashes and smudges and such like. So that in itself has made this drawing unique. It has taken me to a place and a style, a form, a image that I would not have drawn were it not for those mistakes. And that is the beauty of art. But to find that area, you need to be able to be open. You need to be open to accepting your mistakes. Accepting in a way that maybe they are sent to help. You know, my second brain will always say, oh, follow that, go that way. See what happens. And my first brain's always very careful and it's like, no, don't, you'll ruin the drawing. Don't do it, you'll ruin the drawing. And that is really about being brave enough to let it happen. And you have to be. If you want to grow, if you want your art to take you in a direction you've probably never been before, then you need to have that sense of exploring, a sense of finding something. Now this has given me a very, if you see my drawings, you will see that this one has a very different feeling to it. And I'm really enjoying that whole area, that whole idea of it. It's almost like here. And again, I'm trying to put in a very light shading, but without disturbing that wildness of the ink, without disturbing it. And sending me in a completely different direction, which I really don't want it to do. And here it's kind of giving me this kind of almost like a native. I'm going to just try and dry that area up there that's just beginning. It's restricting me to do the shading, which is where I'm going to do next. Don't worry if you get fingers covered in ink. Don't worry. And my way of drawing has also developed over the years, and my way is really about trying to find a direction. Trying not to be too limiting to my own mind in a way. Trying not to get too tied up with things that I want to achieve. And 5 minutes ago I wasn't thinking about drawing a native warrior or a native Indian of any sort. And now it seems to be where the drawing is guiding me. Like the paper is saying, this is what's in this sheet of paper. This is the character in that piece of paper. And that way is for you to relax, for you to have confidence that something is beautiful here. Something is beautiful. And I'm almost tempted to find a color. What have I got? Red. Okay, that's nice Bombay ink there. And I'm going to and by adding that, adds a lot of decoration to it. In the way that now I feel like the character has come forward. And the character is starting to become more of a portrait. And like I always say, that this way of drawing will help you. It'll help you to open up your mind for one, but it'll also open up your style. It will give you experience in the realm of exploring the paper. Now, I'm sure that sounds quite crazy in the way that I'm kind of talking about the paper having this. But, in many years ago, when sculptors used to carve into stone, they believed that the character was already in the stone and they were just finding it. They were just releasing it. Michelangelo and people like that. And I believe that in this piece of paper there is this face, and I am tearing it away from the paper, releasing it. And like I said, it now gives me a character that I never ever thought that I would be drawing. I never thought I'd be drawing this type of tribesman. I just never thought it would happen. And by letting the ink fall, and by the way that the paper has caught the ink, it has dictated this style. And I feel sometimes that when people pick up their sketchbook, for example, they already kind of know what they're going to draw before they draw it, you know? And I kind of see that can become very, like, the opposite of what you want from a sketchbook. You want to be able to pick up your sketchbook and draw something new, explore something, feel something very, 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 like, it's new. Like you just discovered this design, this shape, this character. You've discovered it. And I do feel that if you're constantly picking up your sketchbook and drawing the same thing every time, or very similar things every time, then it's hurting your growth. It's hurting your way of exploring. So this channel was basically put together for me to release that kind of hold on my drawing, to get it to a point where each time I throw down some ink, I see something new. It takes me in a different direction. And I do believe that's helped me to loosen up those tight muscles. Now I get to a stage where, as I've said many times, I feel like my first brain and my second brain are arguing almost about which direction to go. And that's a beautiful thing. Now what I'm seeing now, and this is going to be a very dangerous move, that I am going to take it to a point where there is no chin. There is no bottom jaw. And by doing something like that, I almost feel like I need like something here as a hand almost. And these are very, very, very important lessons when you're drawing. And if you don't have a certain period of time when you do a drawing where you actually look back at the drawing and you go, what was I doing? What was I thinking? Where did that drawing come from? Where did that character come from? If you don't get to that stage in your drawing, then what are you doing? What are you drawing? The same old thing? Now I can start to see where I'm going through now, and I'm going to start drawing some grayed out. And again, I'm kind of feeling jewelry. I'm just going to try and draw a hand. I almost feel like he's clutching something, you know. So I would highly recommend doing a scribble on your sketchbook and looking at it. You know, what does it look like? It kind of looks like a mermaid. Right, that's what I'm drawing. And then take that approach. And that simple approach will have such a powerful effect on your drawing ability, your drawing style. Because the first thing you're going to say is, I can't draw a mermaid. I don't even know what a mermaid looks like. And then by the time you've drawn it, you'll be able to start to say, well, I'm really pleased with my mermaid. I'm really pleased with the way that has approached. I'm really happy with the way that I've drawn the fins, and I'm really happy with the way that I've drawn whatever. And that will, in turn, give you confidence. The confidence to kind of continue to draw, continue to explore your drawing, and continue to take your drawing style in very, very different directions. A very, very, very important part of drawing is to let your mind run. Not poodle about, but to run. Let your mind run. And it's a very nice feeling, especially with, you will find that in a couple of days' time, I'll be walking into the kitchen to make myself a cheese sandwich, and I will look and go, oh, I don't remember drawing that. And that's the beauty of it. You'll just say, when did I draw that one? When did I? Wow. I drew an Indian warrior. How fantastic is that? At the moment, I do a lot of free-flowing styled drawing where I basically just let the ink find the image. And it's still one of my favorite ways to draw. I mean, obviously there is times when I need to sit down and think about what I'm doing and draw it in a very careful, professional way for book illustrations and such. But that is helped by this loose way of being able to draw. This loose practice. Holding some kind of spear. I'm going to do some kind of necklace now. But I would also love to know about your drawings. I'd also love to know about what is your drawing style at the moment. What are you enjoying drawing? Are you illustrating anything? Are you working on a book? Are you just drawing with the children? And children are amazing to draw with. If you have children, I strongly advise you to get out some drawing paper and let them draw. Because kids will teach you so much. They'll teach you so much about relaxing your mind. You know, you will say, well, today we're going to draw a fish. And the fish that the children come up will be 1,000 times better than yours. To your shock, to your horror, the children will have a beautiful imagination. And they will just come up with some crazy ideas about their fish. And that's the beauty, you know. When my kids used to go to school and they would come back with their drawings at the end of the day, I used to love to say, "Oh, right, tell me all about it, you know. Tell me about this drawing. What is it and what happens in it?" And you will always be amazed of what they come up with. So a rather amazing adventure today. A rather beautiful drawing. And I'm actually really pleased with it. I'm really pleased with the way that it has found its own way. It's absolutely fantastic. And I would love to get your feedback on it. I would love to get your comments. What do you feel about today's drawing? What do you think about this way of relaxing your mind and letting your drawings just flow? I would love to get some feedback. I'd also love to know where you all are. It's always lovely when people write to me and say, "Oh, I'm in..." Sometimes I have to look those places up on the map, you know. Are you where? But a really, really wonderful drawing. And I really hope to see if that ink would dry out a little bit. It would give me so much confidence then to go in and do some. Well, let me try. Let me see if I can just. Let me see if it's. Just trying to put a bit of a... Ooh, that was a bit nasty. The way that sucked up a little bit of loose ink. Yeah, it's okay. Huh? Beautiful. This is just kind of giving a little bit of shading. Sometimes it just, especially on some of the more kind of human style of drawing, sometimes it really does pick them up a little bit. And that is today's drawing. I'm still going to go around and do a border line to it. Got to frame it up. I love to kind of frame up the drawings. It just kind of gives them a little bit of seals the life in it, and on a strange way. It kind of as you would put it in a gold frame or something. It just kind of adds a lot of life to it. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And there, that is a very bizarre drawing for you today. Oh, very, very, very bizarre drawing for you today. And with such a beautiful feeling. There's something very natural about the drawing. You know, there's no planning there. It's just a natural feeling to it. And I love the way that it's come across. I love the way that it's naturally just filled out the paper. Let's see if I can get something a bit loose down there. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about today's drawing? How did it make you feel watching this drawing? I would love to know. And that is today's drawing. And I hope you enjoyed the drawing. I hope you enjoyed the whole pleasure. I hope you enjoyed every line that came across on this picture. And I would love to hear from you. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you haven't sent me a comment yet, why not? Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you for watching my very unusual drawing today, but a beautiful one. It's very, very natural. I love the way that it's just come straight from the paper. I love that. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.